project. Let me go to the schedule, which is here. So we did 105 last time, so now I'm going to do 107 and 111, although 111 is pretty simple. 107 is clean. Now this is broken SSL. This is the vulnerability I talked about a lot, and this is why you had to have the setup. Now we've done this before. You need an Android emulator. I'm using Android Studio and running an emulator, which I've got here. And I've gone into the settings and adjusted the Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi here, then Android Wi-Fi, then you hit the pencil, and you'll see it is proxying through this address, ending in 101, and on port 8080, and I've got burp running on that address and that port. So if I go to proxy settings, here it is listening on that address and that port. So if I go to HTTP history, my history will go through here, and I'm going to just clear this old stuff with clear history. Yes, and I opened a browser on the phone to test it, which is what I normally recommend. So if you want to test it, save this, go here, open, say, Chrome. Oh, that's the Google Store, pardon me. I keep making that mistake. I'm going to get rid of that and that. I'll just get rid of everything and then open Chrome. There we are. And if I go someplace like samsclass.info and I click on, say, this class, see, there it is, loading stuff from samsclass.info and YouTube and such. So it's working. It's not giving me an SSL error, however, which is a problem. Now I would like it to detect if SSL is broken. So let me see if I explained this in the project. I may have. Yeah, use the proxy. Now you want to observe HTTPS traffic and see. The point is, I have told this, as part of the previous project, I've told this thing to trust my burp certificate. Now I could remove the certificate in the settings here, but I think what's easier is to just regenerate it inside burp. There's a way to regenerate the certificate. There, I'm going to regenerate the certificate. So it's going to make a new random key, and the old certificate will no longer be trusted. So I've regenerated it. I will have to restart burp, so I'll say yes. And I'm going to close burp entirely and restart it. This should work. Let's see if it works. Okay, now I start burp again. There, burp. Okay. And next, start burp. And I don't care about your dashboard. I want to go to proxy, turn off intercept, real important, or burp won't let any traffic through. Then go to settings, and by default, burp only listens on the loopback address, which is not what I want. I have to edit it, and instead listen on that address ending in 100. 117.27.101. I hope that's the same. I think that's probably the same address I had before. So now I'll click OK. Now it's listening on that address, but it should no longer be acceptable to my Android phone because there's a new certificate. So let's see what happens now. If I try to go to a secure page like Twitch, if I click Twitch here, then I get a warning. This is what I wanted to see. This means my phone is not been told to trust a burp, so it will warn me if I try to make an HTTPS connection while passing through burp. That's what I want because we're going to test to see if apps verify certificates. If the app verifies certificates, it should pop up a warning like this, telling you that your traffic is being intercepted. If it doesn't pop up a warning, then that app is vulnerable. So we're using this app, which is called GenieMD, which I got. So I'll just download it to get the particular old version that I know is vulnerable. Although nobody seems to care much about patching these in a hurry, there's no point wasting time on it. So I should have the app, GenieMD. There it is, GenieMD. All right, I can drag and drop it on my phone. And there it goes, installing the APK. So now it should be here. So I can make sure you're going through the proxy and then open the Harvard app, okay, and send it up. So I go to my phone, I go up here, and there it is, the Harvard app. This is GenieMD. That's why I was pretty upset when it was a Harvard app. And other ones, big famous companies, put these apps in the store that are vulnerable and don't fix them when you tell them. So here it is. Choose only what it's allowed to access. This is the permissions, so I'm agreeing to whatever permissions, like people usually do. Then continue. Then it's going to say it's built for an older version of Android. I'm going to say, okay, I don't care. And now I'm going to try and log in. And so I'm going to log in with test@aol.com and test password, just anything, and then sign in. And it tells me it was incorrect. This is bad. This suggests it did send that name and password up to the server to find out it's incorrect. And if I look in Burp, here it is. It did a post. And there it is sending it. So it cheerfully, this says it's an HTTPS connection, but it did not verify the certificate. It cheerfully accepted this untrusted certificate and sent my data. So this is failure to validate HTTPS. It should have refused and popped up an error message the way the browser did. So that's the flaw. It's quite easy to test, and a lot of apps have this flaw. All right. And here's how you can remove the certificate if you need to. Just regenerate a certificate, and Burp works too. And all right. And so then there are some flags to find here, and there are some modified apps to mess around with to find things in them. So that's all I wanted to show you about that one. And I'm going to stop this recording.